All right, time for another backtesting video. And of course, we like to go over some of the numbers and the features that we're adding for the copier. And you can see, if you have followed this channel over the last 6 months, our active user base has grown quite a bit. So at this point, we've got about 317 paid users as of today. We are processing about 1,000 trades a day. So I think it's about 7,200 trades per week. So quite a few. And of course, we track all the trades that come through our system by instrument. Of course, gold is by far the most popular. We look at session activity. We look at things like entry point clusters. So we want to know, for example, at 4212, that we had 40 different trades from different signal providers come through, and we look at the bias, and we look at the time span that they come in, right? So because we like to see our signal providers copying each other, right? We think that they are, because we see that this particular level, we had 40 different trades clustered over the span of an hour, which would mean, of course, one signal provider sends out the signal, other signal providers get the signal, copy it, send it out to their users, then some other signal provider, right? Do you see what I'm saying? So we look at things like timing correlations, of course, and we like to see the time span that signals come in. So this is all data that we find interesting. And what we've decided to do is build out a leaderboard that shows users things like most active channels, right? So over the past 24 hours, which channels sent out the most signals, which channels sent out the most signals over the past 7 days. We want to see the most subscribed channels, right? Which channels in our system, of our customers, what channels are our customers subscribing to? And I don't know that this is really any surprise to anybody. These are all pretty well-known signal providers. Of course, this particular piece of infrastructure we are still building out. I hope to have that done in the next week or so, but we think this will be a tremendous value add for our users to be able to see who's the most profitable over the last day, who's the most profitable over the last 7 days. And then beyond that, the data gets imported into mltipl.AI, where we have been in the process of building out a longer-term backtest database using the data we have from the cloud copier. Okay, here we can see top copied signals, which I find interesting. And what this means is how many times does this signal appear across different channels that come through our system. Okay, so you can see this entry at 4215, this buy entry, this was copied by 24 different signal providers, right, over the last 24 hours. And there's some pretty well-known names in here. So I don't know if they are originating from maybe some of these more high-profile names and then kind of trickling down to some of these other channels. Who knows? So that might be an interesting feature to build in, like point of origin for a signal, and then tracking it across different channels is something we may consider building in the future. At least for us, I don't know if users would find that useful, but we would. And then you can see that's the performance over the last week. So 52 channels sent out the same buy signal on gold at 4205. And again, some of these are pretty well-known names. Some of them I've never heard of, but some of them are pretty well-known. So yeah, interesting. We hope to have this pushed, like I said, to our users by tomorrow, minus, of course, the most profitable section. We will still be building that out. We hope to have it done in the next week, like I said. So having said that, we're going to take a look at these guys today, one of our more popular channels in our system. So let's go ahead and take a look here. I've gone ahead and extracted the data for November, and I've gone ahead and parsed it. We can actually see the parsed data. We can edit it if that's what you need to do. And for the month of November, it looks like negative 7.4%. And if you've watched this channel for a while, our test metric is 0.1 size lots on a $10,000 account. That's how we run every single test. So yeah, we can take a look at the results. So like I said, negative $740, negative 7.4%, 72 total trades. Win rate was 65%, yet still couldn't stay positive for the month. Isn't that crazy? Average win was 37, largest loss was 110, average loss was 100. That tells you why you could have a 65% win rate and still lose money, right? $120 average win. I had 7 consecutive losses. Average holding time was about 49 minutes, 50 minutes. 100% of the signals were triggered for the month. Looks like most of the activity was during Europe session, some in Asia, none during the US session. And we can actually see all of the signals, all of the edits. I don't know if these guys actually do edits or not. I don't see any. But you can see the signals, you can see the wins, the losses. Another feature that we have that I constantly forget to mention is you can actually visualize the trade. So you can pick a trade out of this list of trades, and you can select it here in this field, and then you can see the price chart, right? So for example, this is this particular trade here visualized here. So you can see the entry was here at this spot, and then it just rolled over and died. And they exited for a $100 loss, right? So you can see all that information down here. And you can do that with every single trade if you want to, if you're interested in that information, right? So yeah, you can see here, stop loss was hit, and we lost $100. Anyhow, thanks so much for watching, and if you're a paying subscriber, look forward to that channel leaderboard feature.